Whether our home is near the sea or not, our lives it depends on the existence of seas and oceans. Seas and oceans cover about 70% of Earth, half the oxygen we breathe and more than 3 billion it provides people with food, livelihood and a source of fish protein. Seas and oceans from microscopic algae to the largest creature on Earth, the blue whale, incredible has a diversity. More than 260,000 species in the seas. It is known that there are also species that have not yet been discovered. Some scientists say the number with these species will reach 1 million believes. But many of them before they even discover them it's endangered. Coastal seas. Although they make up 10% of the oceans, the shallow waters of its seas account for 90% of all marine species. Hosts the seas within 230 kilometers of land. It is called the coastal sea. Here is the Sea of Sunshine. It reaches its base and allows plants to grow. This gives many animals nutrients, protection from their predators, a safe place for them to breed and raise their young provides. Coastal seas, coral reefs, estuaries, rocks pools, saltwater marshes, mangrove forests, and from many different ecosystems, including seagrass meadows it occurs. The food network in coastal seas is sensitive and complex. If one species perishes, so do other species. He'll be impressed. Even hunter species, populations even preventing it from growing and using all of its resources creates problems. Fishing in this fragile environment is a serious threat. Fishing more than 200 million it is the main source of income for man. But overuse and reproduction time to hunt, coastal seas will not be cured. It damages. Fishermen also lose their sources of income. High seas. More than 60% of the Earth it occupies high seas. High seas, the largest on our planet, but the most it is one of the lesser-known habitats. Oceans have an average depth of 4.6 kilometers and their offshore depth is almost 13 kilometers. This is the planet it forms the largest habitat on it. The seas for our future. And how can we protect the oceans? The way to protect the seas is not to overuse these resources. It means that for this reason, countries, coastal waters, marine protected areas (MPA), where fishing is not permitted, it needs to be created. These safe spaces allow the fish to it's always where it can grow and breed. It also guarantees plant species in these areas getting more fish in the future than we catch today. It means we'll catch him. Seas out of print it will survive, the plants will grow, which is the abundance of fish it will, and we will be able to feed on fish. Everyone this is lucrative. Fisheries related to the seas within a country's borders, water for mining and cargo transport by ships can set rules on how to use it. But the high seas are international waters and our nobody's property is not. It is therefore open to everyone. This open makes the seas the least protected places and overfishing, vulnerable to mining, shipping and pollution it leaves. Less than 2% of international waters in the world it has conservation status. While the human population is scarce, fish populations are unlimited and in the oceans seemed too big to be polluted. Now to the farthest and deepest points of the oceans there is devastation reaching as far as this. Before it's too late, action needs to be taken to stop the devastation. To keep the oceans healthy and for posterity we need an international agreement to protect theirs. The ocean contains 80% of life on Earth and on our planet. To celebrate National Oceans Month, here are 7 small actions people can take to make a lasting impact on a healthy ocean and make sure we enjoy the sea we love in the years ahead. 1. Reduce plastic pollution. One major but simple way to prevent plastics from ending up in the ocean is to refuse single-use plastics. Look for ways to make sustainable swaps around the home, like using reusable silicone bags instead of single-use plastic bags to store food, or cut out cutlery by opting out of single-use cutlery in food deliveries. For more information and ideas, look to organizations like Shed Aquarium. 2. Choose sustainable seafood. Rely on nonprofit organizations like the Marine Stewardship Council (MSC) to make the connection from ocean to plate. For over 20 years, the MSC has been on a mission to end overfishing and help preserve our seas for future generations. The canned tuna we stock in our pantries can encourage ocean-friendly fishing. The fish sticks we cook for our kids can help protect a whole ecosystem. Choosing seafood with the MSC Blue Fish label is one way to help protect the ocean's big blue future. 3. Find ocean-friendly products. In addition to reducing the amount of plastic we use, shop brands that create with the ocean in mind. Using terms like ethical, sustainable, and ocean-friendly when online shopping will take you to companies like Happy Earth or United by Blue that make everything from apparel and accessories to pet products so every member of the family can have a positive impact on the ocean. 4. Use less energy. At home or on the go, committing to a smaller carbon footprint can be done in just a few small steps. Create simple habits at home, like turning off the lights when leaving a room and unplugging electronics when not in use. When heading out, check to see if the destination is within walking or biking distance instead of driving. Walking will support a healthy ocean and your own health. 5. Keep learning. The more you know about the ocean and its inhabitants, the more you can do to protect them and encourage others to do the same. From online resources like the Ocean Project, MSC, and the Shed Aquarium, to museums and exhibits, seek out information that leads to an ocean-friendly future. 6. Stop overfishing. Even though they are vast, human activities it's damaging the oceans. Illegal fishing and excessive hunting prevents fish from growing and for a while then the whole population disappears. This is the food chain damage to other living things within interconnected through its giving and disrupting the ecosystem. Ocean at noise caused by human activities it's not good for the living. Coming out of a boat's engine the noise can go 100 kilometers away in the water and disturb the fish it prevents them from communicating and reproducing. Mining activities in the ocean sea also noise is both a source of pollution to ocean wildlife threat creates. Scientists and environmentalists, marine percent of the high seas, through protected areas that 30 should be protected from fishing and mining he argues. Effects of human activities, farthest from the high seas it's felt even in the regions. Almost 9 million each year tons of plastic are reaching the oceans. It's a garbage collection. It means that your vehicle loads into the sea every minute. Twice the size of France in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, a giant plastic dump of its size, turbulent currents due to standing in the same place. Plastic waste living things phytoplankton make the food chain in the high seas supports and half the oxygen in the air we breathe produces. The farther you lie from the oceans live, every breath you take this microscopic water you owe it to the algae. Drowning and damage to marine life gives. Blue whales, in their stomachs probably thought it was cuttlefish. Beached with pieces of plastic they eat he shoots. We need to move for the oceans. How fast if we take action, we will see that damaged marine ecosystems rescue, but also protect our fish stock, mysterious we'll have a chance to explore ocean creatures. As a result, the need for wildlife in the seas and oceans if we keep the nest and the food that he hears, we'll protect our nest and our food. 7. We can make the right choice when buying seafood. Good choice, sustainable fishing products, certified products bad choice, certificated products good choice, fish caught with fishing line bad choice, fish caught with trawl, paragat, galsama net good choice, local products bad choice, imported products good choice, hand-picked shellfish bad choice, congregated shellfish with dredging net good choice, fish grown on organic farms bad choice, fish grown on industrial farms. Extra information. 1. Herrings that live in the Pacific Ocean, shallow in the spring it is transported to the waters. To the safe breeding of these fish and let it grow, the other fish in the ocean it also helps their populations increase. 2. Phytoplankton make the food chain in the high seas supports and half the oxygen in the air we breathe produces. The farther you lie from the oceans live, every breath you take this microscopic water you owe it to the algae. Phytoplankton, the most in the world krill name with large population it is the food source of the crustaceans given. Krilleras zooplankton see also it is called. These tiny creatures, blue, the largest living thing on Earth many seas, including whale it's a staple food of life. Share the small changes you're making to protect the ocean with your friends and family. The simple acts you take could inspire others to do the same, leading to a community that's united in conserving our one shared ocean. Well, what else can you do? If you are a teacher, after watching short videos about seas and oceans, divide students into groups and ask the following questions, get them to argue. Or you can discuss it with your friends. The important thing is that we have to ask questions to find solutions to problems. How would you describe the seas? About the seas you most. What's so surprising? Invite the kids to a double talk first. Then I'll let the class share their thoughts. What's your favorite sea creature and why? Please think about the answer to this question while watching the video. And write your answer in the comments section. Your thoughts are as important as anyone else's. What do the seas give us? The sea provides us with food, fish and other seafood. We're spoiled. Various water sports and activities at the same time. It gives you a chance to do it. It offers beaches to play on. It is the livelihood of millions of people. Why do we need oceans? Oceans give us food and fresh air to breathe. Provides. It stores carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and our climate. It helps to organize to the high seas and the wildlife it hosts. What do you think is damaging? Overfishing, mining, transportation, pollution. How can we protect the seas? We need to stop overfishing. Marine protected areas we need to establish. We need to reduce our carbon footprint. Our beaches, we have to keep it clean, prevent plastic from being dropped into the sea. We must be in the civilian community that works to protect the seas. We have to support their organization. Imagine that we are in the year 2030. Oceans. What condition do you expect him to be in? There's a lot of fish, a lot of different sea creatures, marine protected areas where fishing is not done, an ocean where life is found on our planet. It keeps it going. Why are marine protected areas important? Marine protected areas, animals and plants, they are safe areas where it is protected. Thus the oceans, it allows them to renew themselves. Why is no one in the oceans and the wild there? He's not taking action to protect his life. International waters do not belong to any country, therefore no one has a responsibility to protect it. Therefore, the responsibility of all of us. How can we protect the oceans? High seas, including marine protected areas, international treaties laying down rules on its use we need to implement. Now let's move on to the training phase. Education begins at an early age. If there are teachers watching the video, this section is for you. Event recommendations. Students are big on the school's garden wall describing marine life. Direct him to make a painting. Age group 6-8, learning area increase geography. His students put people in charge of seafood from production. Prepare a poster to convince you to take it. Make a short film. Invite him to organize a campaign. Age group 7-14, learning area art literacy citizenship. Divide the young into groups of 3 to 4. Groups, opposed to coastal seas, to design a tabletop game that addresses the issues he faces. Direct. Age group 7-14, learning area art and design writing geography. Inviting students to study newly discovered species in oceans. Please encourage students to study newly discovered species of living things in the oceans. Have them create small booklets about these living species, them imagine an as yet undiscovered species and draw their dreams on a piece of paper. Their work with the class. Also help them imagine an as yet undiscovered species and draw their dreams on a piece of paper. Age group 7-11, learning area art science. His students have met at a United Nations meeting. Ask them to imagine they are world leaders. Oceans, an agreement on what needs to be done to protect. Tell them they're gathered to arrive and let them revive it. Make sure to protect the rights of future generations. Remind me to. When the agreement was reached, several people were asked to report it to the public. Make sure they also resuscitate a press conference by announcing it. Age group 11-14, learning area citizenship, geography and creative drama. Yeah, we're done for now. Please follow the channel for more information. Thank you for watching.